Hello everyone and welcome to a short tarot guidance where I take a look at what we can expect after the upcoming Cancer solstice, because as we know, at least astrologically speaking, a solstice marks the karmic nuance, the karmic imprint of the following 3 months, so the season that it will open. So if you are, looking for the astrology, you can just check out the astrology content. This is more about like a channeling, like a divine guidance, where it is a little bit more collective than individual. So let's get straight into the reading where we have the High Priestess reversed opening it. And this is a really delicate energy because the High Priestess in upright position would represent our dream world, our unconscious, the guidance in it, the creativity in it, the sense of direction, which is basically much, higher in an esoteric sense than our conscious. So it is basically the communication between our beings and the divine, especially the divine pattern. But in reversed position, it gets much more into the scorpionic realms, where it is certain truths, certain energies, certain inner dynamics that are not as much as a mystery and secret to us because our unconscious already let us know through dreams, through feelings, through, sometimes even the heart space. There are certain, again, feelings, emotions, or states of the heart which we just cannot ignore regardless of what logic, ration, physical reality, or even our own Saturn, so to speak. So the way we live our lives, our modus vivendi, tell us. So for each person, this is, their own individual soul level theme. Is it, a relationship? Is it a job? Is it a lifestyle? Is it about your health? And when I say health, not necessarily physical health, but overall health, because health, a good health, means that there is a tiny bit of harmony, serenity, happiness in life. There is an alignment between your inner being and your physical body or physical world, whatever that means to everyone individually. So there are certain truths, there are certain emotions that are no longer a secret. You kind of know it. Maybe, sometimes our rational parts don't want to know it, but we still know it. Especially, our rational parts don't want to know it if it's hard, if it's action oriented, and it's not very easy. And this is followed by the death card. Now, of course, the death card must not be interpreted or seen as death, but it does represent certain endings. And it does sometimes represent certain resurrection. And when I say resurrection, it is where the power lies within us. This is not where karma, fate, or external forces are gonna come and revive something. This is really up to us, our power, investment, whatever that means to us individually, where we have to revive something. We have to start maybe something new, because that is also a revival of a state. Now, for example, if someone, lost their job, lost their livelihood, lost a relationship, then the death card in a revival sense means, well, you have to begin anew. You have to embrace and accept a new state and work with it, do something with it, build upon it. Sometimes physically, other times psychologically, other times spiritually, other times, if you begin a new job, well, that does need a lot of inner power, and in a positive sense, in a building sense, in a creational sense, and that is extremely hard. That is absolutely not easy. Endings are much, much easier in that sense, because the fear is no longer there because you're faced with it. But the effort and the knowledge of the effort that is upcoming, that might be the easiest, that might be the hardest part. So maybe this Cancer solstice brings to us everything that we just know we have to do, we have to work, we have to put effort into it, and in a sense, we have to revive. Of course, sometimes the state is revived on its own, where if we are jobless, if we are back in an old situation, regardless how old, maybe going back 13 years, going back 18 years, going back, 2 years for some people. Mars cycle is every 2 years. But that old state means like immaculate state. Maybe we lost everything that we built previously, or it ended, or whatever, but that is where we are in the position that we have to start again, and in a way that is a massive blessing. Just that maybe our inner beings cannot necessarily perceive it and see it that way straight away, because it's hard as in it has to be susceptible of a lot of energy burn and energy input, regardless of what type of energy that is. But sometimes our beings do fear the energy input, because we might want to rest, we might not feel prepared for it, we might have been in energy consuming state for many months, even many years, so we're not looking forward to it. But sometimes this is how collective energy, collective fate running her course collectively gives us no other choice. And the next card is Strength Reversed. This is actually a good card, because it does mean what comes after a state of surrender, what comes after a state of acceptance of, death card, whatever has terminated. It does represent powerlessness at some point, but I do see that this is pre-Cancer solstice, and that powerlessness leads to raw, in a way, unrefined, uh, and please excuse my poor choice of words, brutal inner strength, where it is exactly our primal nature that is awakened. We can see this as the inner animal, survival instinct, or the instinct to create, but which comes with a certain kind of strong frustration. But let's see the clarifiers at this moment to see what this actually means in the larger sense. So the High Priestess is clarified by the Eight of Coins, as in we know that the work is ongoing. Strike the iron while it's hot. So regardless of what karma brought in our lives, the Death card, um, we know that it will not mean a moment of respite. The works of our lives, the works of our soul, the works of our creativity are ongoing. There is no pause in that sense. And the Death card is clarified by the Four of Coins. And this is where we have to release. We have to adopt non-attachment. We have to, the High Priestess, what truth is already known. Codependency with someone, a situation, our own, you know, inner configuration, where we might know that something in our lives makes us weak, makes us powerless, because that powerless is comfort, that powerless is stale stability, which is somehow fading away, because maybe it is given by external forces, or maybe it outlived its usefulness. So this death card is basically in our hands. It is maybe not a termination that fate is violently, like the Tower card, sweeping towards us, but it is more like it is absolutely up to us, where we release some kind of dependency or codependency, or something that is basically holding us back from the greater work. So it is comfort energy. It is energy which gives us everything that our, not so inner being, our superficial ego maybe needs in order to just be. But we might know the wisdom and the inner timing that we need to release that. We need to get out from attachment. We need to get out from the stale energies. And this is where the Four of Coins is also associated with the legend of Midas, King Midas, whatever, how you want to pronounce it, who, had a curse where everything that he touched turns to gold. That is a very, very heavy burden. And what does that symbolize? It symbolizes that we might be obsessed with productivity in a classic sense. That whatever, the great works of our lives, it has to be rewarding, it has to provide to us, it has to be the fair exchange theory. But sometimes life isn't like that, neither energetically, neither emotionally, neither psychologically, neither spiritually. Sometimes the great work does not provide in a visible way. That is when exactly we are agents of the divine, we're agents of the divine intelligence, and the physical self might not immediately see how it is providing for us. Or maybe it is in a way death card. The death card is the symbol of Scorpio, the great transformation that we are going through, but also the great transformation that we are tools of. And when we're tools of the divine, we do not see how it provides for us. But going back to the strength reverse clarified by the Three of Coins, it is exactly the primal forces awakening. It is exactly the survival energy of our being which will get us there. Because the Three of Coins, and as you can see, the clarifiers are all coins energy. And how they succeed each other. We have the Eight of Coins, the great work, but then we have the Four of Coins reduced to the Three of Coins, refining our work, finding new allies, finding new stability, finding new ways where we can invest our creational energy, but in a way where it teaches us. Our work is our greatest teacher. Our work is the way we find allies. Our work is the way we enter into a new stage of our apprenticeship, if, of course, philosophically speaking, or, in a symbolic way, the alchemist journey. But this is how the Four of Coins is turned into the Three of Coins, where we give up on old knowledge, we give up on old stability, and we embrace a much youthful, regardless of our physical age, a much youthful expression of this, where not knowing everything, not being masters of everything, or maybe sometimes even being lost on a know-how, how to do the practical part of the journey, is the biggest blessing in itself, because it makes us tap into our inner resourcefulness, and it makes us basically embrace and enjoy the not knowing. And needless to say, collectively, it, without a shadow of a doubt, it says that we are sailing, Cancer, into waters that are unknown practically, unfelt before, unexperienced before, unworked before. As in work-wise, regardless what that work means, no one knows how to master it yet. So everyone is just an apprentice. No one is a master. No one has security. No one has that, Capricornian comfort, if you will. So this is where, no, it's not an easy energy, but it is the energy of great soul level fertility, where we have to embrace, again, our soul level apprenticeship once again. And it is reality, it is life, it is the external karmic forces giving us certain needs, or us being needed by whatever comes our way, sometimes a person even, and corroborated with the Death and Four of Coins. Whatever is being shed off, that is basically the new adventure. And also the Death card here is But the Four of Coins is very, very symbolic. And of course, with the with the Strength card, where we, like it or not, want it or not, have to reclaim our power. We have to embody our power. We cannot surrender, as I said, does not mean powerlessness. We need to embody whatever strength, whatever power, whatever position of power means to us personally. Is that freedom? Is that our primal forces creating through inner chaos sometimes? Is that releasing attachments to whatever is holding us, and as I said earlier, stale? And I also used clarifiers which are non-tarot, and to my surprise, it was just two signs, two astrological signs that popped out. Taurus, and Taurus does reflect the earth and the coin nature of the clarifiers. This is value, this is whatever makes us happy, this is also our five senses, and this is where externally is financial. So the world is evolving financially. Now, it might mean an economic crisis that will once again, pop up on the world stage, but we're used to it because basically all these months were a different way of expression of an economic crisis, but this is where it's also inner value. If there's economic crisis, at this moment, we are the promoters of it. Why strikes, protests, not supporting certain businesses, not supporting certain values, and this will reflect instantly. And the other card is exactly Cancer, and I promise you that I did not extract this. It just popped out. It just came out while shuffling. So, Cancer means creational energy, and sometimes that creational energy is raw. It comes from the primordiality of the symbolic ocean of the soul and the collective ocean, our collective soul, so to speak. So this, whatever value is born, is transformed, arises from within us, it is gonna change our basically life setup. May that be me, family, may that be relocation, may that be relationship, because Cancer is basically the home of the mother, the home of the moon, the home of the divine feminine energies which are coming online inside all of us. So I do hope that this was helpful. Thank you so much for listening, and until next time, bye for now.